Tonight's very special guest is a true giant of the game. 174 games as a player and a premiership. 725 games as a coach if you take into account the state games and the international games he coached alongside the games in the VFL and the AFL. 3 flags along the way. He is a true leviathan of Australian rules football. Please, he's a leviathan of Australian rules football. Yeah. Please make him welcome Michael Malthouse, everybody.
Hello, Mick.
Mick, hey, hold on. Mick, it is great that you're here. Firstly, are you comfortable with the word Leviathan?
I'll go home and I'll look at the dictionary.
You'll like it.
And I'll let you know.
That was your first game. You're on the receiving end, but you did carve out a bit of a reputation throughout your career as being a fierce competitor, and you didn't mind. I mean, you played the game as it was played in those games, pretty hard. Did you feel like you had to play with that physical edge? Was that what you thought you had to bring to the table?
That's surely AI.
No, this is you. This is you doing all this stuff in a variety of numbers. Did you feel like that was what you had to bring to the team?
No, we had some pretty handy players.
Well, you did.
You know, Jimmy Jess wasn't backward.
No.
Francis stood his ground and ran straight and hard. And
Barmy?
well, Barmy.
Sheeds, Berkey, there's a few floating around. You mentioned Jimmy Jess. Some of your physical antics were pretty strange, but when it came down to friendly fire, I'm not sure Jimmy Jess was that happy about it. Have a look at bang. Now, here you go. Now, can we stop it there?
What are you doing?
Mick, can I ask you, what's the plan here? What are you trying to achieve?
I said to Jimmy before the game, you zig. And I know who's coming the other way.
Yeah.
He zagged.
He zagged.
You went the wrong way.
I'll tell you something, though. Tony Jewell had a reputation of being pretty mad.
Yes.
I got in the rooms at half-time and Jimmy's wife was in there.
Not happy.
Very much not happy. Twice as bad as Tony Jewell. There's his centre back laying on the couch and his wife's attacking me. So.
In your
A bit of
defence,
explaining to do.
Yeah, in your defence, it's very easy to mistake a teammate who's 6'3" and looks like a ghost.
That's true. With Mark Brennan.
Very, very easy.
Yeah. Your career is so long and so decorated. You've come across so many players and influenced so many people along the way. I mean, Scott Pendlebury's going to break a record in a couple of weeks. And you saw him drafted in 2005, his first game in 2006. There you are when it's all starting out from. Can you believe that at 38 and all these years later, he's still going?
When you first take a player on, you don't expect that.
No, of course not.
You hope they play a fair few games and you hope that they're good and healthy and get through. There's a couple of common things about players that go over 400 games. They're quick and they don't get injured. Scotty's only got one of them. He doesn't get injured. But he's got a very quick mind, and that shows you can do things. And he keeps himself in fantastic nick. So I wouldn't have thought he'd get 400 plus games, but as the time went on, and as we're seeing now, players are playing a lot later because they're better. The young players can't get through seasons the way the training's organised. So we're going to see more players get into their 30s and play a lot more football. But he's unique.
He is unique. Do you think it's helped that he's played 400 plus games all at the MCG? The great Scott Pendlebury is still going.
Yeah.
No doubt. So 83 was when you gave it away as a player. The next year you're coaching. I mean, this is hard to believe.
What, are we not going to talk about... OK.
You're coaching Footscray. You get the job. No assistant coaching, no apprenticeship. You just go straight from playing to coaching. How did you know you were ready?
Well, I didn't.
Right. So how did you get the job?
Well, I'll go back a year and Richmond said, do you want to coach? And I said, of course I do. And so I had that job for 2 days.
Right.
They said, don't tell anyone. So I went home and told Nanette. She didn't like it. So they called me and they said, oh, look, we've just had another think about things because we've just had a player who retired and become a coach, and you're a player who's going to retire and become a coach. So we're thinking, no, I said, so it's taking you 2 days to work it out. They said, yeah. Anyway, so that was on the Tuesday. So I didn't have the job on Tuesday. I had it on Monday, didn't have it on Tuesday.
Right.
Wow.
Hey, would you coach the seconds? I said, of course I'll coach the seconds. I didn't have that one by Thursday.
Well, that is terrible,
Hey,
and that could have changed the course of history at the time.
Mick Malthouse could have been coaching Richmond from 1983 onwards. You just...
Yeah, all right. You've made your point.
That's
now, we saw
unbelievable.
you taking on the coaching job at Footscray there, and that's what I like. Inner city, working class club.
Grassroots.
There you are in the kit, standing out the front.
Well done.
Stand and deliver. That's what it's all about. Not so much when you took the job at Collingwood.
We've come to the fullness of time, and it gives me great pleasure to announce that the coach of the Collingwood Football Club for the next 3 seasons and beyond is Mick Malthouse.
Hey, now, I'm looking at your face, and I'm guessing that wasn't your idea. Is that fair, Michael?
Well, it took me a while to convince him I should wear a suit and not a Batman cape. Honestly, it's a little bit embarrassing.
Bucks was in the front seat, Eddie in the back.
Yeah, that was fantastic. It really was.
Would have been a good finish to Thelma and Louise.
It was a different show. It was a different show at Collingwood than it was at Footscray 10 years prior, 15 years prior to that.
I kind of touched on it, but how frustrating it was for Richmond, who at the time were really travelling poorly, who had 2 ex-players, Kevin Sheedy and Mick Malthouse, out there, premiership coaches floating around, and we just couldn't get anyone back to Richmond. Did it ever cross your mind to come back to Richmond?
I did. When I left West Coast, I wanted to coach Richmond.
Okay.
So went through the interview process and...
All right. And what happened?
I'll say this: you could have coached. I don't know if you know this. Mick could have coached in 1983.
What are you talking about?
They're saying you mentioned earlier he could have.
He had the job, mate.
He had the job.
He had the job, and then your club took it off.
I just want to make sure you know that.
Okay.
Back in the 1990s, though,
It's still available. If you want.
the Tigers.
We're doing good.
No, the Tigers did come for Mick in the 1990s.
Yeah, what do you
they had a
mean?
big crack. They left no stone
remember this.
unturned, Mick. You know what I'm talking about. I think this news report highlights how hard the Tigers went after Mick as their coach.
Mick Malthouse has a year left with the Eagles, and the Tigers are actively trying to lure him home. 2 Richmond officials flew to Perth yesterday to meet Malthouse in person, but they failed because he's on holidays.
Oh, well done,
Mate,
Tigers.
they did everything they could, mate. They just didn't ring you.
He's on holidays.
Make sure you're
Flew
home.
all the way over there and he's on holidays.
You're on holidays with your family, which is even
5
rarer.
hours away. Just down south, 5 hours down the road.
Hey,
They
would
could have driven.
I know we've got to go to a break. Would you have been a chance if they got you? If you were home, would they?
I was very happy for the West Coast.
Of course you were.
Oh yeah, you're at Collingwood. I think you're at Collingwood 3 weeks later, by the way. But anyway.
Mick Malthouse, 12 of these remarkable days for Collingwood, and you committed so much to them as coach of the footy club. In that moment, that incredibly sacred and sombre moment, what are you thinking at that? Can you remember where you go?
It's the most haunting sound, being out in the middle of the MCG with that, and you've got your team with you and the opposition, and we are playing a game of football, but we know that it's just not an ordinary game of footy. I mean, it's an occasion to celebrate those fantastic Anzacs and past and present. I'd never lose the thought that that's what it's all about. Yeah. And the last thing you say to the play group as they're running in the race, don't embarrass yourselves. Yeah. I mean, you got blokes fighting 20 metre away in a trench and we're playing football. Get knocked over, get back up again. Okay, you lose some and you win some, but at the end of the day, it's one of the most remarkable days being out there.
It's a great game of football. It's turned into a great round of football. It means a lot to so many people. How do you spend the week? What are the players at Collingwood doing right now? Because I heard Scott Pendlebury talk during the week, and he said that you used to fire up the players and get into them. Well, not get into them, but explain and get them to embrace this idea early on in the week.
Yeah, Anzac Day. I don't know. I followed it through from a young age. So when I first went to Collingwood, yes, they got the Anzac Day, but I don't know whether the players really embraced what it meant. This is no aspersions on anyone else. So we organised with the the Shrine people to go and do a mock rundown of the dawn service. And we went into the hall and the buglers played, and we walked in, and the players came out having a far greater idea why we were playing. And all the new players that we had, I would give them a piece of from a book called The Fallen. And in The Fallen, they were footballers from the Boer War through to World War II who had fallen. They'd played and they'd died. So you get a piece, photocopy, give it to a player, and he reads it. He does it in his own time and comes away, and he has a greater appreciation that he's representing that player and many others on that day. So I just don't think we can ever get lost in the... It's Australia's greatest day, and make no mistake about it. And it's yes, premierships, they're fantastic. This rates roughly with a prelim.
The top 10, you a fan?
The wild
top 10. Top 10.
What are we doing?
You good?
And they call it a final.
What are we
wild
doing?
card final.
The wild card final.
And then they're going to give ribbons out to the others that don't make that.
So I'm going to say no?
I'm going to read between the lines and say you're a fan.
Well, more teams will make finals than...
What should I say? You guys next year will be just disappointed that when they introduce the top 16, you'll just miss out on the finals.
Tigers have missed the top 16. No.
What about the news today that the opening round is it's dust? It won't be back. We're going to have a proper start to the season.
Yes.
Andy, say no more.
Oh, exactly right.
Say no more. We couldn't work out what it was in the first place.
No.
And whatever the rugby league do, then be careful, because if they do something, we'll be on to it.
Well, that's right. Yeah, we're chasing them up.
Yeah, we are.
Well, here's an interview that doesn't muck around.
Yep.
You forget the post-match interviews. This is a solid grilling, am I right?
Well, this is supposed to be a celebration, but anyway, just get on with it, Mick.
It is
Murray, come
time
on.
for Sam's drip tray.
Here we go. Time slot. We'll take it for a bit of a walk tonight,
Thank you. Take your time.
Keep it tight. There's a show on after this.
Take your time.
You know how drip tray works, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
This is just a chance to get to know you a bit more. Punchy answers. You can pass if you have no interest in the question.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Toughest opponent as a player?
Lee Matthews.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
How'd you go against Lee?
Not good. As did many.
Yeah. Toughest opponent as a coach?
The one that had the best side.
There you go. Very diplomatic.
I don't even know. What does that mean?
Well, it simply means when you're coaching against a side that's pretty good, they're the best coach.
It's not hard to understand, Sam. It's hardly a head scratcher.
I think Mick's saying that good players make good coaches, although that's taking, a little bit of credit.
All right, here's one for you. You coached three...
Well, that's what Mick's saying. I
I
disagree
think the man can speak for himself.
Okay.
Now, you coached 3 premiership teams, but what's your favourite team you coached? Not necessarily the grand final teams, wasn't there? Was there a team you loved?
I can't say.
What do you want him to say?
No, I can't say that because I don't tell you who my favourite child is.
Wait, Mick can? Mick will tell you.
I like Fred more than Lenny.
All right. Well, I thought that you had a soft spot for that Footscray team you coached. It wasn't overly... Yeah.
Love those Footscray boys. They'd rather a fight than a feed. It was fantastic.
You're okay. You really limped out.
What are you talking...
You've
Sorry,
limped out with
not...
a couple of confusing questions. You've got a guy here ready to answer. One of the greats of
All
the
right,
game.
fine. I was going to just try to get a bit more of footy stuff, but here you go. Favourite sandwich? Fine, mate. What's it? I've got...
Vegemite and cheese.
Vegemite and cheese.
Really?
That's old school, Mick.
That is old school.
That's great. I like
Vegemite
it.
and cheese.
White bread?
Sourdough.
Oh, nice.
I've gone to the sourdough.
Well, you've changed from Ballarat. That's
Wouldn't get away with that in Footscray, let me tell you.
Back to the.
Yes.
You've been a leader of men for 725 games.
Correct.
What's the one piece of advice you'd give to a 16 or a 17-year-old boy or girl who's looking to make it?
Just enjoy it and keep going. You're going to get sat on your backside a lot of times. Keep getting up.
Okay.
Perfect advice.
All right.
Nice.
For Collingwood supporters,
You're going well.
Yeah, well, when I'm not interrupted, I'm going all right. All right, listen, the famous Rat Pack, Dane Swan, Heath Shaw, Alan Didak, Daisy Thomas, Ben Johnson. Who's your favourite?
Oh, I love them all. And I still love them all.
Pick one.
I can't pick one. No, because I don't want to lose the others.
All right. This is
Don't wait, there's a very good show coming on after this.
I was going to ask what your favourite succession plan, but I'm not going to ask you that, Mick. What about when you were a kid? When you were a kid,
Yes.
did you ever steal anything?
Yep.
What'd you steal?
Bread.
You steal bread.
Buns.
Sourdough.
Sourdough?
Buns.
Buns, good on you.
What do you mean?
Well, the horse and the cart used to come along and they'd park in the street and you'd, with your
Bang.
mate, you get underneath and you reach across and you grab one of the...
5-figure discount. You'd trouser a couple of rolls. Bang!
I cannot
Only
believe...
worked it out later on, though, that he'd leave a couple there. They come in dozens. He'd leave a couple because he knew the two would disappear. So
I cannot believe that's the first time ever in a drip trade that a horse and cart has been... horse and cart. Sorry.
it's in Windaree.
Big three. Is it time for the big three?
It is not. First job.
Well, first paid job, official job, was banker.
It
At
was.
the bank.
It was. Have a look at you
Yeah,
here.
there you are, yeah.
Have a look at you there.
Yep.
And I don't know if you know this, but you might notice that bank got stolen and someone stole your mustache. No. How long did you work in the bank?
3 or 4 years, I think. Yeah.
Mate, that's a
Which
good
which
job, eh?
brand?
Being in New South Wales.
Oh.
Down in East Ballarat for a start off and ended up in Wardiellig, I think.
Yeah, okay.
All right, here we go.
Right.
I'm coming over for dinner, Mick. What are you cooking me?
The only thing I can cook is porridge. I do a really good one.
Good porridge?
I do a really good one. Put some G in
Is
it.
it Uncle Toby's?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
sugar.
Put sugar,
No,
sugar,
no, no,
sugar
no.
on the top.
No brown sugar?
No, maple syrup.
Oh, it's very interesting.
Oh, wow. No, so it's fancy then. No, I
it
didn't
is.
know that. Yeah, that's fine. By the way, that's unbelievable. Porridge, and then you tried to soften it, but go, I do a good one, though. How many...
Bit of porridge goes all right.
Two questions.
Not for dinner.
You got two.
Oh, well, you know.
Two.
Yeah.
Two. All right.
It will be tonight, seeing you've rubbished my wife.
Oh!
Spot on.
Down there.
I have not. I have not.
You're in
Beautiful
trouble.
woman. All right, just a couple to finish. Ooh, all right, eggs. How do you have them?
Nice.
Rarely.
There you
Well,
go.
when you do have them, very, very antagonistic.
I have.
Nice.
It depends how I want them because then it cooks them anyway. I like them. Boiled, poached.
Nice.
What's your problem with food?
I didn't
What else
ask
do
you
you
to
have?
list eggs. This is all right. All right.
What's the one you mix with milk? What's that one? Scrambled.
Yeah, scrambled eggs.
There you go. That one too.
First car, Mick.
Datsun.
Well done.
That's a good one. All right.
Not a good one. Not a good one.
Really?
No.
Probably stolen, knowing you. You took the bread, then you took the thing. All right, time to finish up?
Yes.
Is that? All right, then.
One.
I'll finish with the big three. The Holy Trinity. Can't believe I'm about to ask Mick Malthouse. Mick, what's your favourite colour?
Navy blue.
Yes! Yes.
Beautiful colour. Favourite animal?
Dog.
Well done.
Because they're
What
loyal.
What breed?
Well, the ones I've had are all mongrels. So.
All right, and the last... Yeah, good drip tray.
It's
Last
strong.
one, Mick. Thank you for staying. What's your favourite vegetable?
Potato.
A potato.
Oh,
The versatility.
It's the Irish in me.
And a Ballarat man.
Absolutely. All right, well, that was...
Oh, well done.
Big Mick.
Well, we've just about got to leave.
Thank you for coming in. We know it's a special round for you, Mick. We got your present. We couldn't let you go
Absolutely.
empty-handed, so we've framed up a little something for you. Bring it over here.
Mick Molloy, everybody. Magnificent.